Hey, what's up, guys? So, haven't done one of these videos in a while. So, a lot of times in the fitness world, especially when it comes to workouts, how to build a workout, we hear the term progressive overloading. So, it's a term that's used quite frequently, especially with your foundational programs. Like you'll hear, how do you gain what you want to do? Progressive overloading. What does that look like? And so, through a variety of different ways, which I'm going to present to you today. So, three ways to really start your programming and to look at progressive overloading and the effectiveness when it comes to your own workout. So, the first one would be time. So, when we think about progress, so we think about moving forward. So, we are going to get better with each and every single time. So with time, so progressive overloading when it comes to time, say for example you're doing a hit workout or a time under tension, and then for this particular week, uh, we want to get set one at 30 seconds, set two at 35 to 40 seconds, and set three at 40 to 60 seconds. That within its own workout is a way to progressive overload. The next week, so if you look at the set one, say for example you did 30 and you felt good, you want to kind of push that, and you may be push that to 35, and then maybe pushing, you didn't quite get 40 seconds, but maybe you push set two to 40, and then as well as that third set to 60 seconds. So you see a lot of this in track and field, especially for sprinters. We want to be able to get better each and every time. For example, if you're doing a 300-meter and you come across there at 55 seconds, that next week you want to see if you can get 54 seconds, 53 seconds, so you get to that big meet and where you will perform very well, hopefully. So that would be one way you can adapt your workouts under time. Progressive overloading when it comes to weight. So you're talking about the total pounds or kilos that you have performed. So, for example, your set one, maybe 5 pounds, like say on curls. Your set two could be a total of 15 pounds on curls. And then set three, you're looking at 5, 10, 15, so around 30 pounds on curls. So the goal here is to move up. So not necessarily rep completion, but total volume. So really pushing that towards failure. So if you know that you're knocking out 225 on a bench press and you're able to get that for like 12 reps, and you don't really feel fatigued, your muscles don't really feel activated, they're not woke up yet, then you maybe push to 230 and try to repeat that again. But you're trying to always push close to failure, especially when it comes to the weights, knowing, right, safety's got to be the number one priority, because the more weight you put on, the more fatigued you get. I think a lot quicker. So, for example, right now I am in a powerlifting like kind of strength program where I will do triples, doubles, and top sets, which would be a single. So, for example, yesterday, uh, 405 felt great, bumped up to 430, felt great, bumped up to 450, felt great. Try to really push the boundaries there and like look at 470 for a deadlift, which people are like, well, that's not a lot of weight. The way that I'm training it is, could I have grinded it out? Absolutely. But one of the things I'm working on really is kind of sustaining my form. So if I'm turtle shelling it, or if I'm finding that I'm like shooting my hips up way too fast and I'm like kind of really just pulling with all back, that's a no go for me. So I shut it down. So really thinking about weight wise, sustaining safe form. So obviously with the increased fatigue, your form's going to kind of hinder, right? So really thinking about the rest times, how often you're performing a certain high intensity workout, and then being able to make sure that you're recovering well. So the last part here would be your total volume. So volume being the total reps that you complete over the duration of your workout. So here I have 10 reps at 225, right? So you're able to pump out 225 for a solid set, and then you're like, I think I want to move up. But rather than moving up weight, we're going to move up reps. So you're going to move up 2 reps, 12 reps, and that last 2 reps, your spotter may have to help you a little bit to get out of that sticking point, but we're still progressing. So going up 2 reps. And so we're not jumping up leaps and bounds. So, for example, if you are doing 10 reps completed, right, and then the next one you do 11, that's still progressive overloading, right? We want to be able to beat the previous set reps. And then the last one could be like 15 to 20 reps. Even though you have reps that you can fall between here, as long as you're moving up with the total volume, you're really looking at kind of figuring out the rep completion. And that would be the goal. So if you're falling here between 13, 14 reps on a bench press, but you're failing out, right? You cannot do a single rep more because your spotter's having to pretty much curl it at that point. That is a way to continue progressive overloading, making sure you're document tracking your workouts, and then looking at previous weeks or months of where you were. So just because you find a sticking point and maybe your workouts are the same between 2-3 weeks, really looking at what you need to do to adjust, whether that's increased sleep, whether that's more food prior or intra workout, and then also looking at kind of how you're feeling. So for me, if you are at any point feeling pain, if you are having a really tough time with stress or fatigue, there's no point in you pushing these weights because it's one, you're going to get injured. Two, at that point, you're going to get frustrated and fall out on what you've done well. Like, so it's like, I did that 225, but like the variables outside of the gym could have changed. Life doesn't stop because you have these fitness goals. And so that brings us to our last point. Set 1, 10 reps, right? Set 2, 12 reps. Set 3, 15 to 20 reps. This is not a one size fit all. So right now, for me and my goals, I'm living in this right here. I'm living in the progressive weight stage because one, my goal is to hit 4 or 5 bench, to hit a 500 plus deadlift, as well as a 500 plus squat, sitting around 202. So I've been doing bodybuilding reps and workouts. So falling here in volume for the past about 2 years. So now we're coming back to lift heavier weights to prepare for a powerlifting meet in the upcoming months. And then also understanding that with that being said, I've gone from a 5-day split to a 3 to 4 day split. So the 4-day split could be like kind of a speed day, working on auxiliary movements and making sure that I am working on functional movements and mobility. So obviously keeping those things in check, because you don't want to be able to lift 500 pounds but not be able to sprint 50 meters or 50 yards, right? So you still want to have those functional movements for your day-to-day life. So hopefully that helps, guys. Like, I'm going to put some videos in here as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and then we'll get our next video up in the next few days. Thanks.